This podcast is produced and managed by Kangaroo Fern Media Lab, Australia's independent video and podcast company. We do the podcasting hard bits so you don't have to. We make podcasts easy. Book a call at www.kangaroofern.com. www.kangaroofern.com.
You are listening to episode 4 of Wellness Fridays with Coach Joy Karen.
Let's talk well-being and mental health. Whether you're an aspiring coach, content creator, or podcaster, you need to take care of yourself as well. Wellness Friday with Coach Joy Karen.
What's up, pod friends? This is Joy Karen, your creativity coach. Wellness Fridays is a weekly show created for podcasters and content creators. And this show aims to talk about creativity, inspiration, and overall well-being so you can continue doing what you love most. Before anything else, I would like to thank my podcast management group, Kangaroo Fern Media Lab, and Nico, together with the rest of your amazing team, for this platform so I can spread the spark of creativity all over. So more and more people can do what they love most as they hashtag sparkle within. Today we're going to talk about that ever hungry, unsatisfied content monster. This monster is always hungry for fresh blood. And if you allow it, yes, it can suck you dry. A lot of people get so frustrated and drained from being ever present and visible on social media that they actually forget to focus on their actual business, or worse, they forget and lose sight of their big why. Before you assume that this is me teaching you about productivity, let me stop you real quick. No, we're not going there. Instead, we're going to talk about how being crystal clear with your why is important in content creation, and how our creativity simply flows naturally when everything is aligned, and how crucial it is in making sure that you don't reach that stage where you just feel burnout and overpressured and you reach that creativity rut. Let me share with you a very quick story when I was younger about AVON. Well, when I was younger, I met so many people in our area selling AVON products. And at one point in my life, I even signed up for it because I wanted to have the discounts. So yeah, I was selling AVON before, but that is not the topic. Out of curiosity, I asked my other AVON lady friend a what if question. I wondered, if we are so many here in our area, what if everyone here signed up to be an AVON lady? What if everyone signed up to sell AVON products? And then I got reminded of how AVON was established. It was created 1886, and it's still very active up until this moment. I've known a lot of people still selling AVON. And you know what? In 2020, they have reported that they had $9.1 billion of sales worldwide. That's crazy. So my silly question about what if everyone signed up for AVON is not really an issue for the company. It's even not part of their concern, because they aren't worried about small things like this, because they have mastered the art of marketing, sales, and innovation. 130 years since it was established. That's really so long, but AVON is still hyper focused on their niche, and they keep on innovating themselves, and as a result, they are still relevant, and they're visible, and they serve as an authority in beauty. Well, what's the relation to our topic? As content creators, how is the pressure of being relevant, have authority, and to be ever present in this day and age affecting you? And how are you coping up? Are you that type who just rides the tide and then joining the hype, but as the tide slowly recedes, you end up lost and confused because you're nowhere near where you want to be? Or are you that type of content creator that focuses on a specific niche, yet still feels like you're stuck, like you're in a box, that there are so many limits to what you can do, and you cannot cope up with the ever hungry content monster because you're stuck and don't know how to create that content anymore? I've been there before. I also work as a social media content strategist, and I've worked with clients and I have worked with clients who aim to have reach and engagements. That is totally fine, yeah. But at times, it affects how they view their why because they lose their sight of their why along the way. They miss the whole point of why they're creating the content in the first place. And they end up feeling frustrated and tired because of the endless churning of fresh content is leading them nowhere. I must admit that it can get difficult, and that is a fact. But there are things that could save you from so much frustration and stress. And it is in making sure that you are clear, as in crystal clear, with your why. And the long lasting brands such as Coca-Cola, such as Lego, and yes, Avon are very clear with their why and they know it from the start. And that's the reason why they are still in the game. No matter how many posts the social media gods require you to create, so they just get satisfied, so you'll be relevant, so you'll be ever present and in a person in authority or a brand in authority. No matter how many times you post in a day, if you're not clear with your why, then your post would be like shooting targets all over. There will always be that internal compass whenever you create content, most especially if you are clear with what you want to do. And at this point, when that is all aligned, the creativity juices keep on churning and giving you inspiration and opening up opportunities, doors, and ideas that did not seem to be there in the first place, not clear with what you really wanted to do. So is it really about being clear with your why? Is it really the red pill? Is it really the one big solution that you really need so you won't be overwhelmed with the demands of creating content? My answer is yes and no. Well, yes, because it's really about being clear. That is the foundation of creating content that survives the test of time.
We will be right back.
Are you passionate to help other podcasters? Wanted to connect to growth-minded podcasters and service providers? The Podcast Creators Society is now open for new members. Head over to www.podcastcreatorsociety.com/community. Are you ready to finally start your own podcast? Maybe you already have one, but need a podcast manager to help you level up. We're here for either. Book a call at www.kangaroofern.com, www.kangaroofern.com.
Like what you hear so far? Make sure you never miss a show by clicking the subscribe button now. This podcast is made possible by listeners like you. Thank you for your support. Now, back to the show.
Time. And no, because it's just the beginning. And as you keep on doing it, you keep on discovering more and more things about you, your brand, and what you can still offer. And it will become more and more meaningful for you, deeper for you, so you can connect and resonate more with your audience. So, pod friends, what is your goal? What is your big why? So let's cue in Simon Sinek at this portion of our podcast. As he famously said, people don't buy what you do, but people buy why you do it. Let's have Coca-Cola, for instance. What do you think is their why? It's not just creating a refreshing drink, but their big why is to refresh the whole world and make a difference. How about Lego? It's not just creating fun toys that would pass up time for kids. Lego's why is to inspire and develop children to think creatively, reason systematically, and release their potential to shape their own future. Such a wonderful why for a toy company, right? And now let's have Avon. What do you think Avon's why is? Of course, it's beyond creating beauty products. It's beyond creating superficial beauty. Avon's big why is to connect people through beauty and sharing passion, innovation, and expertise affordably. So that's how to stay in the game, to see and know that why and keep on developing it and making sure that you really know it inside out. So what if, as a content creator, as a podcaster, you're still not sure and it's still not crystal clear at this point in time what your why is? It's totally fine. And don't let it stop you from creating content, because that is a good start for you to discover more about why you keep on doing it or why is it worth doing it in the first place. It might be as simple as sharing your heart, sharing your voice, sharing your message. It could be as complex as creating a movement, creating a community, or creating transformative change in a lot of people. But at the end of the day, it's very important that you yourself, you're clear with your why. And when it comes to churning content and feeding that content monster, you don't really have to churn more than you can create. You don't need to pressure yourself too much. You can still create at your own pace and learning the ropes along the way. It's better to have that steady growth than peak and then lose sight of your track of your why in the middle. Because no matter how many likes or shares or engagement, no matter if you go viral or not, just as long as there's one person who resonates with you, who resonates with your why, then that is more than enough reason for you to keep on churning more content for that one person. Not for the content monster, but for that one person. And at the beginning, that one person might be you, and that's totally fine. Just set your focus on your why. Set your focus on your why and keep on discovering more about it. Most especially, enjoying the process along the way. So pod friends, dig deep. Discover your compelling higher purpose for creating your content. Because once you tap into it, ideas will naturally flow. You'll feel satisfied with what you do and how you do it. And you'll naturally see connections, ideas, and inspiration anywhere you go. That's it for today, pod friends, and I hope this episode sparks something awesome in you. If you'd like to listen more of Wellness Fridays, go ahead and click follow. And if you want to connect with me, go ahead and find me on Facebook, Joy Karen, the Creativity Coach. If you are a podcaster or a content creator and you're looking for a community that supports each other in a journey where whether you're starting out or if you're an aspiring podcaster, go ahead and join us at the Podcast Creator Society because we're looking for founding members at this point, and we'll be very excited to welcome you and your friends. And most especially, if you feel that this episode needs to be shared with your friend or two, don't forget to share it to them because it will really help us out in reaching more people, both podcasters, creators, and everyone in between who might be needing that spark of creativity, inspiration, and overall well-being so they can continue doing what they love doing most while they #sparkle within. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you again next week. Bye!
Are you ready to finally start your own podcast? Maybe you already have one, but need a podcast manager to help you level up. We're here for either. Book a call at www.kangaroofern.com www.kangaroofern.com